Hi guys, this is my second video and it is for what is the state of mind of your love interest. This is for both singles as well as couples. Before I begin, I really want to thank you for the response in the first video. I'm really glad you all related to it, and I'm really sorry for the kind of mistakes that I made. I messed up a deck and everything, but thank you so much for all the appreciation. So now you can calm yourself, take a minute or two and pick a deck. Just repeat the question in your mind. What's the state of mind of your love interest? And then make your pick. For anybody who picked deck number 1, let's see. Okay. So for the singles who have picked deck number 1, your love interest views you as someone who is very, very strong, someone who doesn't really need a lot of people. I think they view you as someone who is self-sufficient, who doesn't rely on a lot of people for a lot of things. They also see you as someone very, very positive in their lives, which is why I see there's so much of yellow in the picture. Okay, I feel that they see you as someone so strong because I see two of our cards being about taming a tiger. So they see you as someone so strong in their opinions that you're not really easily you're not really easily manipulated by the people around you, and you have your own opinions which matter to you much more than what others think of you. I feel that they feel that even though you're so strong, you're sensitive at the same time, because since I have the queen here, I feel that they see you as someone who's very powerful but gets a little weak when it comes to sensitive topics or people around you that you really love. So you're really someone who's very possessive and protective. But I think that they also see you as someone who they have infinite opportunities with, someone who just does so much with such brilliance. Also, I feel if either of you think of being with them or something like that, I feel that they feel that it's going to be very, very difficult, maybe because the two of you are very different, so they find it a little conflicting at times of whether or not they want to be with you and stuff. But there's no negativity in the card. It's just this card is all about fighting. So I feel that they feel that they're fighting themselves right now, because I feel that they have a lot of issues to deal with when it comes to you, and there's a lot of personal development going on around right now. So they might not be very much into the idea of being with you, but when it comes to thinking of you, I don't really think that there is any kind of negativity in the cards. They just think very highly of you, and they have, I don't really see anything wrong. I just see so much of positivity in these cards. They see you as someone very strong. Okay, so for anybody who's in a relationship and has picked this deck, your partner probably thinks of you as someone who's very dominating and someone who wants things to be their way, someone who's very controlling. You like things to go as you want it, and maybe sometimes you emotionally manipulate them. They really, really plan their future with you, is something that I can completely assure you of. But they just feel that sometimes they would want to be this person who is in the forefront rather than someone who's taking the back seat in the relationship. Also, I feel that you could be someone who's a little impatient at times with a lot of things around you, and so they feel that you need to probably work on that aspect. Also, I think they want a little bit of freedom, maybe a little bit, just a little bit, because you can't be around them all the time. the idea of being over possessive and overprotective is very prominent, so they need a little bit of space. That's that. Yeah. Let's see what the cards are saying for deck 2. Okay, so we have the Four of Wands, we have the Emperor, and we have the Hierophant. Okay. For singles, I feel that they see you as someone. Okay, what I feel is that they do come to you for advice. I think that they see you as someone who is very, very, very stable, someone who's very knowledgeable, and that's why I feel that, I think I do feel, I do see that they're attracted towards you. And what I also feel that they see you as someone who's very authoritative and someone who doesn't really, I'm going to be very specific, someone who doesn't really apologize really fast, someone who takes their own time with things, like someone who's very, very patient. Okay, so I feel that they see you as someone who's very patient and someone who has good listening skills, like someone who can listen very well to whatever problems they have. Also, they see you as a very, very good motivator. I think you motivate them, and I also feel that you're a little, you're the kind of person who's sensitive but doesn't really like show it. And I think they see you as someone who's an introvert, someone who doesn't like to talk to a lot of people. But yes, even though you don't like to speak to a lot of people, you know who you want to be around and who is good and who is bad. So that is the reason they feel that, even if your circle is small, you can actually be, you're actually someone who's very reliable. That's also something I see. And someone who's very responsible. Yeah. Okay, I feel that they see you as someone who's very resourceful. Also, someone who helps them out whenever they need it. And I think they're all in awe of you. I feel so, because the Four of Wands tell me that they are like appreciating you all the time. Like that is what they have in their minds about you. Okay, so for all the couples who have picked this, I feel that the person you are with thinks that you're their support system, that you are a very good supporter, and that you motivate them so much to achieve everything that they want in life. That is the reason they want to be around you all the time, and your opinions matter a lot to them. They see you as someone who they can come, the first thing that comes to their mind when they have a good news or a bad news is to come to you and to share it and to see what you have to say about it. That is, your opinions matter a lot. They take advices from you before doing anything. I'm not really saying that they would, do whatever you say, but yes, your opinion is of importance, which is why they always want to consider it in every situation. I think sometimes they feel that you hide your emotions so much that it gets very tough for them to communicate with you, because you are someone who doesn't really probably share so much with the person. So sometimes they feel very conflicted, and sometimes they in conflicts with whether or not you really love them. So I feel that could be one of the major reasons for a lot of fights, because they get a lot of they are insecure most of the times because you're not very expressive. So they have to question the idea of you actually loving them constantly. So I think if one advice, maybe just make them feel special, or tell them that that you really matter, because they are probably very expressive and sensitive, so they would want you to come out with it. They know that you are sensitive as well, but just that you don't show it, and they really, really try their best to show it. To ask you to show your emotions. They try their best that you would express it, but you really don't, because you're not someone who does that. So yeah, I believe sometimes they they have these ideas that you might just not be into them that much. But otherwise, I think they think very, very, like, I think they are, like, they just are in complete awe of you. Okay, so for anybody who picked deck 3. Okay, so for the singles who have picked this, I feel that your love interest thinks that you have other options on your mind all the time. That that you're probably just whiling away your time with them or just having fun while you have other people around you and other people on your mind as an option. So I think somewhere or the other they feel that they are an option for you, which is why anybody who's picked this, I feel that the one you really are interested in might be behaving very, very weirdly right now. I mean, I just get this vibe that they might be behaving in a way that you don't really understand what is going on in their minds. Like I think they're behaving, it's like suddenly they're really nice and then you just feel that they're being very, very rude or just very insensitive towards you. But I think this is mostly because they feel that you have other options in your mind, and then that to bridge the particular gap between the two of you is really tough. What I also feel is that sometimes they feel that all the efforts are being made by them while you remain like you're a little laid back and everything. Also, what I feel is that they see you as someone who's a little aggressive, someone who's very aggressive, and I think there might be a lot of fights between the two of you because you are someone who just cannot control temper. Yeah, I think you're very, very aggressive and everything. Okay, so for anybody who is in a relationship and has picked this deck, I feel that your love interest or your partner sees you as someone who's very indecisive and sometimes very, very distant. Like, you could be, there could be things going on and you would just not be ready to face them. You would just, be like, I give up, I'm not gonna deal with this shit anymore. So yeah, and I also feel that sometimes they see you neglecting them, and sometimes you have this calm attitude on your face when things are completely going wrong between the two of you. So that really, really messes their mind up. What I also feel is that they see you as someone who's very moody. You will only put in efforts when you want it. You will not do it when the other person is demanding it or when the other person needs assurance. Maybe most of the times you just want to do it. Okay, today I don't feel like, if there's a fight going on, you don't feel like, so you'll just shut off your phone and everything. So what I feel is that they feel that most of the times you're neglecting them, but when it comes to you, you are much more active. Be it the fight, be it any kind of anything. When it is related and it matters more to you, it is a big thing. But when it comes to them, it's a small thing. I think they might have discussed this with you, that when things come to them, it becomes a tiny small matter. But when it is about you, it's a big and massive thing. Okay, so for anybody who picked deck number 4, okay, singles, if you've picked this, I think right now there's a fight between you and the person that you have. Even for those who are dating somebody, I see a lot of loneliness here. So what I feel is that this other person thinks of you as someone who is what I feel is that you are someone who they really, really love, And this is for the okay. Let's begin with the singles. Let's go with the couples later. Singles, they see you as someone who brings so much happiness that even though they perceive you as someone who is sad and who is complaining most of the times, they would still not want you out of their life. I mean, I think they offer so much um, of emotional support and stability to you, but you're not willing to accept it. And you are very emotionally demanding, is what I feel that they think about you. They also probably feel that I think they've not been able to gain, they've not been able to trust you completely. I don't really think they trust you entirely, to think of you beyond the fact that they actually really are interested in you. It's just there that they are interested in you, but everything else that they have in their minds regarding you is very negative. They feel that you're always going to be complaining no matter how much they try to convince you that things are better, things will get better. It is always about complaining, it is always about the things that are not there. So they feel that you might emotionally drain them, and everything that they do for you emotionally will never be sufficient. And that's why they don't. And also, I feel they don't really trust you because maybe at times when they needed you, you were not really there for them, because you are very self-consumed in your own emotional issues, that you're not like ever thinking about how they are feeling, except for whether or not they have actually feelings for you or are they interested in you. Anything else about them doesn't really strike you so much, is what is in their mind. So they feel that it is, I think they hardly think of anything apart from this, because that is what your actions have actually made them think about you, even though they actually have a lot of interest in you. For those who are dating and are in a relationship, I think your partner sometimes would want you to actually be their emotional support, which you are not. What I feel is that you might be very, very emotionally dependent on them, that whenever you're sad you need them, which is good, which is not an issue actually. But the whole problem is that sometimes when they're offering their, you know sometimes when they're offering emotional support to you, you're just so you neglect it so much that ultimately they also get tired. You're not willing to take their love and emotional support in a positive sense. It comes to you as something you say that is their responsibility, so you don't really count it as something that is a beautiful gesture, but you just count it as, they had to do it. I also feel that a lot of fights happen because you will never agree to what they say. You are very, I think, you're very self-consumed with your problems, that you don't really consider their issues, which is why there are a lot of fights, and they don't really sometimes really want to share it with you. It's not like they're not expressive, they love sharing things, but with you they come to a standstill because they feel that you won't really understand, or you'll end up coming with your own problems. Yeah. So that was for the reading today. If you guys really liked, or if you guys related to it, I would please want you guys to subscribe, like, and share as much as possible. Thank you so much for watching.